And welcome back. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee from BLS. You know, taking place now through December the 10th, we have the Barrio Artspace. It's nice. It's going to be at the Barrio Artspace. You know what it is? Well, we'll let you know more. It's the Portraits of Personal Fiction exhibit. And joining us with a preview, we have photographer Carlos David and artist Gia Gutierrez. We welcome you guys to the show.
Thank you very much.
All right, so Portraits of Personal Fiction, what's it all about?
Well, it started as a collection of images. I wanted to see, we live in Artspace, which is a community of artists. It's a building, affordable rent from Minneapolis. They have buildings all over America.
Yes.
And the one here in New York is between Artspace and Operation Fight Back. And we have 89 units. And every time, it's a very friendly community. I see my neighbors, we say hi, we speak for a while, which is kind of rare in New York sometimes. And I decided that I wanted to see what is, what I cannot see when I'm with my neighbors, what is inside them that we don't express among each other. So I started imagining, what if I do like...
Imagining,
exactly, it came from there.
Did you capture a lot of that imagination?
Yeah, because I asked everyone, why don't you give me what is your alter ego, what is the character that you have in your mind that you cannot dress up like every day?
Oh.
And people just get into it, and so we have someone dressed as Rembrandt, and we did this beautiful Rembrandt portrait that now in the exhibit is life-size, so it's a humongous image. Oh. And other people will dress up as Wonder Woman, other people will dress up as a painting. So everybody started getting very deep into this experience of...
And this is in El Barrio. What's the address to that?
El Barrio Artspace is 215 East 99th Street.
I'm going to write it down. 215 215th Street. East 99th Street. Oh, it's 99th Street.
Mm-hmm. Yes, between 2nd and 3rd Avenues. And it's open from 2 to 6. And on Friday, we're having the closing event before the official closing, where all the artists, some artists that participated, and the curator, Miguel Rivera, and the art director, Elliot Ortiz, are going to be there to talk about the process. Yeah. We have 140 images. We did 81 characters. So it became like a huge thing. It started, small with some of the neighbors. Then I got more people people from other places, other artists. And now the exhibit is, I got sponsorship for the print. Printing is very expensive. Yes. So I got sponsorship from Adorama Pics, and they printed these life-size images. So when you see a photograph this big, it's shocking. And so
you have a photographer and an artist.
Yes.
Yeah. So
and you guys have come together. Explain your part of it.
Sure. So well, we're neighbors. So like Carlos mentioned, we live in El Barrio's Artspace. So it's affordable housing for artists and their families. Sure. So as neighbors, we got along, but as artists, we all start collaborating.
You created a harmony.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that?
So then I was one of the first subjects. And it was interesting because, as an artist, I work behind the scenes. So I do visual art, but I also work as doing makeup and hair. So being in front of the camera, it was very interesting because, it's something that an ordinary person is not used to, getting into hair and makeup and costume. So I felt the project was very positive and very interesting in a way that it gave people that don't have that experience the opportunity to become this other person.
Yeah. And when did you guys start this?
We started a year ago in November, and it was sort of an on and off thing until the last months of this year, because there was no budget for it. It was all convincing people to collaborate, makeup artists, hairstylists.
Yeah. And this year you started December 1st.
Yeah.
And it was a big opening, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Tell us about that opening.
Well, since the project, there's so many people, everybody started, inviting their own friends in social media, and also...
They said, we got to see this.
Yeah, and everybody wanted to see their image, and also that helped to make it a bigger outcome. So we had like 250, 300 people. It was in 2 levels, the exhibit, and there was wine and some nibblings. And now the idea is to get grants and collaborations to keep on doing the project. Because the beautiful thing is kind of what was saying Gia. Normally we see these pictures of famous people of money, and what I wanted, to give everyone the opportunity to have the experience of a real photo shoot with makeup artists, hairstylists, a real studio.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Yeah, it was a very interesting sense of, because when you see these people every day doing their laundry or picking up their kids, and then you see them like looking like royal subjects, and it's just like a whole different dynamic. So I felt like that was like a huge part of like portraying community in another light.
Ordinary people doing what they do.
Yeah.
So in the images, these ordinary people is now like a fantasy story.
Yes,
so we have one woman that is like a deer in this lavish dress, and we have other woman full surrounded by books. We have a clown. Everyone in a different environment. So all of a sudden we have a story of ourselves in the building being someone else.
There you go. All right, where can we see this now?
215 East 99th Street. This is El Barrio Artspace.
El Barrio Artspace.
Gallery.
Yeah.
And on Instagram, it's Artspace PS109.
And this is going through to December 10th, and that's going to be from 6 to 9 every night, right?
Yeah, 6 to 9, and December 8th is the conversation with the artist, where we're
great.
going to have again a cocktail and
you're going to go out big.
Yeah,
And then the show is going to be traveling in the coming year.
Yeah.
So.
Oh,
So
good.
we have
All
already
right.
a-
Big plans, huh?
Big plans.
Yes.
Is there a website we can go to?
carlosdavid.org.
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 Okay.
Yes.
Give him a big hand, everybody. Carlos David, photographer. Gia Gutierrez, artist, project coordinator. We thank you guys so much, all right?
Thank you.
Portraits of Personal Fiction. The address again is?
215 East 99th Street.
In El Barrio. All right. We have to take a quick break, but stay tuned. I promise we'll be right back with more Open next.